My name is Rune Bosse, and yeah, this is my studio. I was born in Copenhagen and then grew up on southern Zealand, close to a small town called Præstø, but yeah, on the countryside actually, far away from everything, close to the forest and the beach. Nature has become a kind of more a material or language to investigate other subjects, and this subject could be what is time. So in that way I would say that my works are not so much about nature, but more using nature to investigate other subjects in the world, since it's a very basic language that hides a lot of simple answers to quite complicated questions. In this work, for example, I was standing underneath a tree from sunrise to sunset, trying to catch as many leaves as was possible in a day. You can read about stuff in a book, but doing it with your own hands gives this kind of embodied knowledge which cannot be explained. Almost like Mikkel and Rhoda, who I'm working a bit with now, are called ThinkingHand. This is where a lot of stuff happens by just going out, doing it, not knowing where you will end out, what will happen, but just doing it, and then the process will feed back into some kind of knowledge that will then result in a work of art or in an observation of the world. Now we are in our common studio.
Yeah.
ThinkingHand, which is Mikkel and Rhoda.
How long have you known each other?
Soon 10 years.
Soon 10 years, yeah. Wow.
Actually, since we got to know each other, we've been always talking a lot about art.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, always having somebody to talk with from different perspectives. And
yeah. I think that's been because you also have a lot of perspectives on like nature and like emotions and also like poetry and stuff. So being sort of together in that creates a lot of tension, a lot of dynamics, and a lot of solutions as well.
Yeah.
Our rational mind is a wonder that we use and can use, but sometimes it also creates a divide, and the language of poetry, the language of sensuousness, and the language of the body is also something to open up and also to create a better world, right? This thing about poetry and maybe not saying too much, but opening up instead of closing down.
First, I wanted to talk with the time. Then I met a tree. The same tree. Several times. I think about something that is constantly changing. Does it change? I see your change. I see your wholeness. And I still wonder about how the understanding of the whole becomes easier by dividing it. I take the time to try to understand. We went together for a year. Nature doesn't come from anywhere. It's maybe the original state of everything. We've now since the Industrial Revolution tried to take everything apart and put it into as small identities as possible. It's important to remember how we are all connected, and by paying attention especially to nature, I think there's something very, very fundamental that we can all relate to. I think there's a lot of clues hidden there, and if we take the time to look at it, then there's a lot of knowledge that we just have to remember.